Page 26. Okay, the pasuk says, "Ve'achilcha samon." That Hashem gave him to eat the man to let him know. Hine amon u'bechinas tal. Mon is the level of dew, like it says, "Vatal shechas hatal." There was a dew on top of the mon and at the bottom of the mon. It's one of the reasons why we covered the challah on Shabbos, because the mon was covered with dew on top and on bottom. Like it says, "Vatal shechas hatal." What dew covered the mon? The dew that eventually Hashem is going to resurrect the dead with, which is the level of Rachmim Rabim, which is the level of great mercy, like we say in Shemona Esrei, Mechayim Meisim B'Rachmim Rabim. How is Hashem going to resurrect the dead? B'Rachmim Rabim. How is He going to do it? With the dew. So dew is called Rachmim Rabim. Rachmim Rabim. Lahaven, to understand, Ma'u B'chinas Rachmim Rabim L'mayla. What does it mean up there? Great mercy. What does it mean? In Eikev it says, Zerati, the pasuk says, Zerati is Beis Yisrael, Zera Adam is Zera Behem. The pasuk in Yirmiyahu says, Hashem says, I plant the neshamas of tzaddikim, Zera Adam, the seed of man, and Zera Behem. So there's two types of neshamas, Behema and Adam. Pirush, Yesh, Beis Minin, and neshamas. There's two levels of neshamas, the level of Adam and the level of Behema. That's what it says. Zera Adam, Zera Behema. The Yuvens that will understand this, and Mashakosa, what the pasuk says, Pnei Ari ala Yamin. In the Merkov of Hashem, it says the lion is on the right side. So what does that mean? The level of Ava. Okay? Yet, yet another pasuk says, Ari Shag Mila Yira. If a lion roars, you're not going to have fear. Not only that, Ari, like he says, going to say in a second, Ari is the same letters as Yira. So sometimes it says Ari is on the right of the Merkava. The right is the level of Chesed. Yet Ari is the letters of Yira. So which one is it? Is it Ava or is it Yira? Hainu shebachin as avazu shebachin as Ari l'maylam. This level of Ari and the Merkava is the level is Galus Gedulos Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the revelation of Hashem's Gedula, which is Chesed. V'legdulos ein chek. Hashem's greatness has no end. Sheini Yachal is Slabish B'teich Alma, which is too great to come into the world. Therefore, tipol aleim maso pachad bez galus g'deiluzu. In other words, like this, it's an act of kindness that Hashem reveals an infinite level of elokus. But because of that, it's too great of a level to become internalized in people. So therefore, if it's too great to become internalized, it causes fear. So the great love itself, that's too great to become permeating the person, therefore it becomes a level of fear. Like it's l'mayla and the level of ava. In other words, so in essence, it's love. But the way it comes down here, it's too great to be handling it, so therefore it's the level of bittul, of fear. We learned already many times. The Gemara says in Yuma that a gachelis, in the days of Shlomo Melech, a coal, fiery coal, fell down from heaven on the Mizbeach, and it says the Revutza Kari was crouched like a lion. That means that great fire on the Mizbeach was a level of lion. So he says that the Achol Kol Korban, that consumed all the Korbanos. What does it mean it consumed all the Korbanos? Hainu b'chelev adam. The blood and fats that became consumed with that level of godliness. In other words, simply the Mizbeach burnt, the fire burnt the korbanos. But he says spiritually what it means, that level of Aryeh that comes milmaila consumes all the chelev and dam that it becomes bottled to Hashem. And that's what the pasuk says. Hashem Hashem is a consuming fire, meaning Sheseira Fumachales Kol Ha'ishim. It's a fire that consumes the Isha Yisrael. B'chines Ava Mekabim Kol Ha'elim B'chines B'nei Shoshem Mismael, and he says like this. Everything goes in reverse. So from the Aryeh Lamaila, the level of Ava, down here it comes down in the form of Yira. Smoil up there, Shord, which is the level of Gvura, that B'chines Ava Mekabim Kol B'chines Shoshem B'nei Shoshem Mismael. Why? Shu B'chines Gvura Ma'ilum Master B'chines Ava B'chines Gdula. Now, it's very simple. Infinite revelation cannot come down here in a revealed way. So therefore it has to come down in a level of bittul, because you can't handle it. On the other hand, limitation up there, the level of Elokus, which is limited, small, that Ava, when it comes down here, we could handle it. So from Ava Lamaila, we get down here Yira, and from Yira Lamaila, we get the level of Ava. The opposite, no? And the love of Hashem that comes from that level is called Behema. Lashem Nukva. Behema in Hebrew, the word Behema is feminine, because it ends with a hey. Now, Shod is masculine. Right? Shod is masculine. Paro, let's say, is feminine. Behema is feminine. Meaning, Shemekabel is B'nai Shod. It receives the level of the masculine. The masculine level is Shod. The feminine level is what receives from the male. So therefore, that's the level of Behema that gets in the level of Shod. And that level that comes down from the level of Shod, Behema, that is the level of Avas Eilam. That's Ava, which is limited by understanding what the greatness of Hashem in world. Now, understanding the greatness of Hashem in world, because the world is limited, that level of godliness is automatically limited. If it's limited, we can understand, we can love it, we can handle it. It's the level of concealment. Because in other words, what can we handle down here? A limited level of Elokus. An infinite level of Elokus down here we can't handle. So therefore, the Ava that we have to Hashem, Ava Seilam, by meditating into world, that comes from Shod Lamaila. From the Gvura Lamaila. Because it limits it, so then we can handle it. What comes from the right Ava, which is unlimited, we can't handle. So therefore, it's the level of Yira. Yira is when you can't handle it. Become one with the level of Echad. The level of Seviv Kol Almin, like it says, Al Damilach. So he's flickering, and it can't handle it. And it doesn't rest. When a person meditates with the eye of his intellect, the concealment of Elokus, and therefore it's called Eilam. From the word Hel and Vehester. Okay, it says like this. What's Avas Eilam? Avas Eilam is when you have an Ava of worldly things. I mean, of God functioning in the world. Now, Eilam means Helam, concealment. So it's an Ava that comes from the concealed level of Elokus that's limiting itself to be able to function in the world. It's a great, a tremendous power, a desire. And this Av is called Behema. Why? Because it comes from the level of Gvura that allows us to understand it. And that we can understand it, we can love Hashem. So it's interesting the way everything is reversed. From Ava up there comes Gvura, and Gvura up there comes Ava. And it's very logical. He's explaining very logically. Ava up there means an infinite revelation. We can't handle an infinite revelation. So we can't handle it. All it is awe. But limitation of their Gvura, which is limited level of Elokus, when that level comes down, we can handle it. And therefore, from that level of Shor of the Merkava Behema, we can have a limited level of Ava, and then we can have Avas Eilam, an Ava that comes from concealment of Elokus.
The Gvura that's up there is limited. It comes down here, we cannot handle it because it's too much.
No, but Gvura is the source of limitation. So when that level comes down, it comes down in a limited way, not in an infinite way. Again, he's talking about what Zera Behema is. Okay. Ba'av is the limited level of love in the world. Adam, what's the level of Adam? Baldumuz Kamari Adam. You know, people that learn Torah, V'aderech Moshe. A person has 248 limbs, 365 sinews, or veins, whatever you want to call it. That don't have that number. Animals don't have 613, 248 and 365. Only an Adam has it, because an Adam, down here, comes to the level of Torah, which is mitzvah saseh, mitzvah slay saseh. Kacha Torah, therefore a person, Adam Torah, is a mach mitzvah saseh v'shalei saseh. That's the level of higher than Ava v'yira. She'ava v'yira em rab b'chinas gadfin levad. There are only wings, I'll explain in a second. There are only wings to fly up to the place of Torah. The Adam is on top of the Merkava. Okay? That means the level of Adam is on top of here we're talking about the two. The lion and the ox. Right is Aryeh, which is the level of Ava. Okay, that's one of the wings. The Behema, the Shor, which is Gvura, is the other wing. Okay? Now that level comes down into a certain level of Zera Behema. Okay, that we can understand the Lukas. But the level of Adam, which is Torah, that's a much greater level than the Ava and Yira of Aryeh and Shor, because this is the Adam Sha'ala Kisei. But Shor and Aryeh don't have the 613, they're not the level of Torah. Adam is the level of Torah. That's why it says, Zeh Satera Adam, Ki Yomas Ba'il. But the pasuk says, beginning of Chukas, Zeh Satera Adam. Torah is the level of Adam. Why is Torah Adam? A person has Ramachi Varim and 365 vein. Torah is positive mitzvahs, negative mitzvahs. So Adam is the level of Torah, which is much higher than Ava V'yira, which the purpose of Ava V'yira is to take the mitzvah and make him fly up to the level of Adam. So you have Zera Behema and Neshamas. It's still a Neshama. It's Chilak Alakami Mal Mamish. But its level of Elokus, of understanding, comes from the level of Gvura up there, which comes down into a level of Avi here, a limited level, Ava Salem. So the Neshamas of Zera Behema have love and fear of Elokus. They're Neshama. In fact, a vast majority, not Stam, a vast majority of Neshamas today is Zera Behema. So when somebody calls you a Behema, don't get insulted, because your Neshama is Zera Behema. Zera Adam is a completely different type of Neshama. It's not Aryeh, it's not Shor, it's Adam.
Tzaddikim come directly down without...
What?
Tzaddikim come directly down without being affected with any...
No, but even in the Neshamas itself, there are Neshamas that are Zera Adam, Zera Behema. Not only the way it comes down. All Neshamas were included in Adam Rishon. Yeah? Now we know it says Alter Rebbe is a neshama chadasha, a new neshama. It doesn't mean a neshama that wasn't recycled. Most neshama anyway. They say Alter Rebbe is a new neshama. It says, the Rebbe Marash explains, it's not that it's not recycled. It means neshama chadasha means that neshama wasn't nichlal in Adam Rishon. It comes from a higher level than Adam Rishon.
So it's not one of the 600,000 neshamas in Adam Rishon.
It's
higher.
again, I don't know what it means. It comes from a level in Neshama Chadasha that wasn't part of Adam Rishon. That's what it says.
But it's not affected by Gevura and Chesed. It comes directly down.
Yeah, but if in Neshama Datzilus, it also has Chesed Gemara. You know, there was a famous guy. His name was Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel, or Hillel and Shammai. Yeah, they were definitely tzaddikim, correct? They were definitely Zera Adam. Yes.
Yes.
Yet Hillel was Chesed and Shammai was Gevura. And Beis Shammai was Gevura and Beis Hillel was Chesed. This is everything compared to what?
So even within the level of Adam, there is Chesed and Gevura.
Yeah. But Neshama Chadasha means it wasn't Nichla on the level, it's higher than the Neshamas that were limited in. Now where is it higher? I don't know. That's what it says.
It says Alter Rebbe.
It says on the Alter Rebbe is in Neshama Chadasha.
There's an Indian that a Rebbe that comes next is Shama previous Rebbe is added to him, and he's not completing. He's adding to.
The Rebbe explains when you say the Mittel Rebbe is the Mamala Mokim of the Alter Rebbe, Tzemach Tzedek was Mamala Mokim of the Mittel Rebbe. Mamala Mokim, Torah words mean what they mean, not like by us. We say one thing, it means something else. When Torah says something, it means it. Mamala Mokim means fills the place. That means he fills that complete level of the previous one, plus the Rebbe says he has his own thing. Now, the Tzemach Tzedek, therefore, let's say, so the Mittel Rebbe inherited Alter Rebbe plus his own. Tzemach Tzedek inherited the Mittel Rebbe, which also had from the Alter Rebbe plus his own. That's all. Now, how does it work in the Neshama Chadasha? I don't know, and I didn't lose any sleep over it. I don't know.
He wasn't. He was a good. He knew who.
I'm just saying, the Alter Rebbe, it says it was in Neshama Chadasha. Does it say anywhere that the Baal Shem Tov was in Neshama Chadasha? Maybe. I never saw it. Maybe it says.
He said that he knew who
He was a Gilgal.
I'm just saying that doesn't make him less than the Alter Rebbe. Just because he wasn't necessarily in the Neshama.
Again, the answer to your question is, you said a statement, the Baal Shem Tov was in Neshama Chadasha. If it says somewhere, then it says. If it doesn't say, we're not the ones to decide if the Baal Shem Tov is in the Neshama Chadasha or not. I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. If it says it is, it didn't say it doesn't mean anything.
So the Rabbeim are not Gilgulim of each other?
His Pashtus said the Moshe b'chol dara v'david, the Gilgal of Moshe Rabbeinu comes in every generation. But his Pashtus said the Moshe means a manifestation of Moshe, spreading out of Moshe. I never saw it, but I heard Rabbi Nissen Emenach say that in Tikkun Ezeiah, which is the source of his Pashtus said the Moshe b'chol dara v'dara, he said that in the Dara of Mashiach, it is Moshe Rabbeinu, not a spreading out of Moshe Rabbeinu. His Pashtus means spreading out. Mashiach is the Neshama. What it means, again, I don't know. You talk to me about some food, I'll tell you. You talk to me about this stuff. I'm only saying I'm a translator. You know what I mean? But the Neshama is even Zera Behema, as we learned in another Mem, I'm sure the Alter Rebbe is going to explain it here. But Zera Behema means not that they don't have Ava v'Yira of Elokus. They're going to have very lofty level of Ava and Yira Elokus. Ava Salem is a lofty level. We don't have that level. Yet it's called Zera Behema. Why? Because they don't have Das, they don't feel it. It's not one with them, that level. Neshama says Zera Adam, feel Elokus. Like if somebody pinches you, you feel it. You can describe a pinch. I can tell you what it means. I smack you, I can tell you what it means. Until you get smacked, then you feel it. Right? So there's a difference between knowing what a smack is or feeling a smack. There's a big difference between knowing what a lukus is or feeling a lukus. Neshamas and Zera Behema don't feel a lukus because they're a Behema. That doesn't mean they don't have Ava Yira. Ava Yira of a Behema is very strong. It's stronger than a human Ava Yira. What? I don't hear you. What?
Understanding? You hear it, but you're not.
Yeah. Head and dead head. Yeah, okay, I didn't hear him, sorry.
This person acting.
Sophisticated language.
Hine ksiv base. Hine ksiv ani bar v'lei eda. I'm a fool that doesn't understand. Behemoth yisi imach. I'm like a behemoth. Okay, meaning you don't lo yeda. But he says behemoth lashon rabbin. But there's what does it mean plural behemoth? Shigesh eid bechinas behemoth shelamayla bechinas adam. So he says like this: there's behemoth, higher than that is adam, and higher than that is behemoth rabba. He said in Maftiyana, by the way, behemoth rabba, which is a level of ava rabba shelamayla min adasa musik. In other words, like this: a behemoth has no das, a person has das, right? But there's a definition of behemoth has no das. Not that it's lower than das, it's higher than das. And therefore it doesn't have das because it's a much higher level even than das. Which is in the world, that's the level of like it says in Tanya all the time, when the Alter Rebbe speaks about his beinoness, the Alter Rebbe says, "His beinin eichel memale kol almin, v'sefer kol almin, v'kula kamei lo choshev." Right? All over Tanya it's like that. So what does it mean? There's three levels over here. You can meditate where Hashem permeates the world. That's a lokus, that's avas elam. The way Hashem is sefer kol almin, that's a higher level. It doesn't come from olam, it comes from higher than olam. And then you have a bittul kula kamei lo choshev. There's einoid. Right? That level is higher even than das. And from there comes the level of Rachamecha Harabim. That comes from a greater level of Rachmim Rabbim.
Is this the idea of just the Rishon is just the one below das?
Yes, there's a level of das below Seichel. Okay. A kid doesn't have das. Right? Kotten ain't by das, that's the halacha, right? Then you have the level of das. Then you have das higher than seichel. It says by Moshe Rabbeinu, Pesi Yamin l'chol davar. A fool believes everything. So the Medrash says, who is Pesi Yamin l'chol davar? We learned. It's Moshe Rabbeinu. How can Moshe Rabbeinu be called a fool? Because his level of connection to Lukus is much higher than Seichel. A fool is not Seichel. Now you can have not Seichel below Seichel, and you can have not Seichel higher than Seichel. You can have Meshuggah below Seichel, you can have Meshuggah sushi, Meshuggah above Seichel. And then you can have the same thing with all these things. You can have Das L'mata Min HaSeichel, Das L'mala Min HaSeichel. Like the analogy of a king, Dafka king, because he's higher than all the Sorim, the officers in the nation. Yesh Midas Rachmanis Yeser, the king can have a tremendous level of Rachmin. Shemerachim al Kulam, he has pity on everybody. Why can he have pity on everybody? Because they're all much lower than him. A person usually has pity on somebody lower than you, not higher than you. right? You don't pity somebody higher than you. You pity somebody either who has less money, less seichel, less love, whatever. Now, a person who is super great, that everybody else, not because of ego, he's not greater than everybody, the king. Because everybody else, the office, everybody else equal by him, is equal by him. So therefore, by him, the Rachmanis could be greater. Because he has the Rachmanis and everything, because he's infinitely above everybody. Mashen Kain, a person, a regular person, can have Rachmanis on somebody lower level than him, but you can't have Rachmanis on somebody higher than him. But if you're higher than everything, then you have Rachmanis on everybody. So when we say Avinu Rachamecha Harabim, we're talking about a level of Rachmanis which is higher than all the levels of Kedusha, even higher than Adam.
The kings don't always have a something like
Huh?
that. Kings are sometimes tyrants.
That's not a king, it's a dictatorship. It's a dictator, it's a moshel. Mochuse berasin kiblo aleim, a king. The Rambam says the definition of a king. The pasuk says, "Asher yitziyim, asher yiviyim." A king is both. Yes, he is exalted from everybody, but at the same time, he cares about every single person.
But they get influenced by those who call it favor by being gift.
That's only physical kings. This king up there that we're talking about here,
No, but we
couldn't
are
care.
talking about the kings here.
Yeah.
That's what they're
But Malchusa Dahara came Malchusa Rakia. I mean, kings down here is a manifestation of the level of Malchus up there.
Shpaya.